Leonardo da Vinci, the man who saw the future. Long ago, in a small town called Vinci in Italy, a boy was born. His name was Leona. From the moment he could walk, Leonardo was different. He didn't just see things, he studied them. When other children played in the fields, Leonardo watched how birds moved their wings, how water flowed in rivers, and how light touched every leaf on the trees. One evening, his mother found him sitting quietly beside a small pond. Years passed. Leonardo grew into a curious young man. He became an apprentice to a famous artist in Florence. His teacher, Verrocchio, soon realized this student was special. "What are you looking at, Leonardo?" she asked. "The reflection of the moon," he said softly. "It looks like the moon is inside the water. But how can that be?" Even as a child, Leonardo was already asking questions no one else thought to ask. When Verrocchio painted a picture of Jesus being baptized, he asked Leonardo to paint one of the angels. When the painting was finished, everyone stared in shock. Leonardo's angel looked alive. The colors, the light, the emotion, it was as if the angel would step out of the painting at any moment. From that day, Verrocchio put down his brush. He said, "I can no longer paint, for my student has surpassed me." Leonardo's talent grew quickly. He painted people, nature, and inventions that no one had ever imagined. But inside, Leonardo wanted more than to paint. He wanted to understand everything. How does the human body work? Why does the sky change color? Can a man fly like a bird? He began to fill notebooks with drawings, flying machines, giant bridges, musical instruments, war machines, and detailed studies of the human body. His notebooks were full of sketches, written in tiny handwriting backwards, like a mirror image. Some people said it was a secret code. But Leonardo once smiled and said, "It is not a secret. I just don't want my ideas stolen before their tea." In Florence, people called him a man who knows everything. But Leonardo often felt lonely. He worked for kings, for popes, for rich men who wanted beautiful paintings or new machines for war. Yet what he truly wanted was understanding. One day in Milan, he built a giant bronze horse for the Duke. It was meant to be the biggest statue in the world. But before it could be finished, war broke out. The metal that was supposed to make the horse was used for cannons. Leonardo watched as his dream was melted into weapons. He said quietly, "One day, people will remember the dream, not the war." Still, he never stopped creating. He studied human anatomy, drawing muscles, bones, even the movement of the heart. He designed machines that would not be built for another 400 years, helicopters, submarines, bicycles, and even robots. His imagination reached beyond his time. Some called him a genius. Others called him a dreamer. But Leonardo simply said, "Learning never exhausts the mind." Then came a painting that would change the world, the Mona Lisa. A woman with a mysterious smile, eyes that seemed to follow you wherever you went. It took him years to finish. He carried it with him everywhere, even when he left Italy for France. When people asked why, he said, "She is not just a painting. She is life itself." In his final years, Leonardo lived in France under the protection of King Francis I. The king loved him and often visited his workshop. One day, the king asked, "Master Leonardo, what do you regret the most?" Leonardo looked out the window, his eyes full of wisdom and sadness. "I regret that I have offended God and mankind by not doing enough," he whispered, but the king smiled gently. "You have done more than any man could dream of." When Leonardo died in 1519, people said the king held his head in his arms. His notebooks were locked away, forgotten for centuries. But when they were found, the world realized something extraordinary. Many of the things Leonardo imagined had come true. Airplanes, robots, machines. Ideas that lived only in his mind were now part of our world. Today, people still travel to see his paintings. They still read his notes. And when they look at the Mona Lisa, they feel that same quiet mystery. Reminder that true genius never dies. Perhaps Leonardo saw more than the world around him. Perhaps he saw the future. Because even now, 500 years later, his voice seems to whisper, "Be curious. Never stop learning. The future belongs to those who imagine it."